You've already seen the sales page, watched the clips, and heard the promise of building an AI-powered income stream without an audience, without ads, and without showing your face. What I want to do is slow things down and talk about what this type of event usually delivers, what it doesn't, and where expectations tend to get distorted before people even attend. Events like Iman Gadzhi's AI Income Workshop aren't really designed to turn you into a business owner in 5 days. They're designed to do something much more specific, create momentum and belief. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it matters because it changes how you should evaluate the workshop. The structure, pacing, and messaging are all optimized to make an idea feel accessible and urgent at the same time. You're not seeing a complete system. You're being sold a story, that it's real, it's working, and you can step into it. That emotional framing is the real product in the early stages. And if what you want is something you can actually work through at your own pace, where the value isn't tied to a live event or a sales script, make sure to see the description of this video for my top recommended alternative. It's built around learning usable skills and applying them step by step, not just being shown what's possible for a few days and then left to figure out on your own. Go take a look and compare your options. One thing worth questioning is how AI is presented in this workshop. AI is positioned as the main driver, almost like it removes friction, effort, and skill from the process. In reality, AI is just a multiplier. It speeds things up, but it doesn't replace decision-making, positioning, or understanding what people actually want to buy. Most AI-based business models still rely on very traditional fundamentals: clear offers, distribution, trust, and execution. When those parts are overlooked, that's usually where the misunderstanding starts. Not because AI was oversold, but because the rest of the system was never fully made clear. The no audience and no ads promise is one of the strongest hooks on the sales page, and also one of the most misleading if taken literally. In reality, it's not about having zero distribution. It's about tapping into distribution that already exists: platforms, marketplaces, partnerships, or established traffic sources. They can work, but they're rarely as frictionless as they're framed. You still compete with others using the same platforms, the same angles, and the same tools. So while it's technically true that you don't need your own audience or paid ads, you're still operating inside competitive environments that reward skill and experience. Also, don't forget to see my top recommended alternative in the description of this video and discover how you can start making real money online even as a beginner with no experience. It's built around actually developing skills you can apply long after the event ends. It's a better option if you want something you can work through at your own pace instead of trying to piece everything together afterward. It's always a good idea to compare your options and see what else is available out there. So go take a look at the description of this video. Anyway, most people who attend workshops like this walk away with a clearer mental model, a rough framework, and a sense of direction. What they usually don't walk away with is a finished business or a working income stream. That part requires weeks or months of execution after the event ends. If you treat the workshop as exposure to ideas and systems, it can be useful. If you treat it as a shortcut, it almost always disappoints. The value is proportional to what you already bring to the table. It's also important to be clear about what happens after the workshop ends. The 5-day event leads into a pitch for a larger program inside the Monetise ecosystem, which typically costs around $2,000. That paid program is positioned as the place where implementation actually happens, the systems, the execution, and the ongoing guidance that the workshop itself doesn't provide. So while the event can be accessed for free, you should keep in mind that it's just the beginning. If you attend, you should expect a serious upsell and decide in advance whether a 4-figure program is something you'd even consider. And if you prefer to avoid spending that much money on something that may or may not work for you, make sure to see the description of this video for my top recommended and cost-effective alternative. It might end up being exactly what you were looking for all along. The AI Income Workshop isn't a scam, but it's not a complete solution either. It's a well-produced introduction to ideas around AI and online business, designed to build interest and momentum, not to get you all the way there. If you treat it as a way to understand how these models are framed and sold, it can be useful. If you go in expecting to walk out with something concrete and finished, you'll probably be disappointed. The real decision isn't whether the workshop is worth attending. It's whether what comes after makes sense for you, your situation, and your budget, without getting caught up in the energy of the moment. That's the part that actually matters. If this helped you see the event more clearly before signing up, hit the like button so more people don't walk in blind. Subscribe if you want straight breakdowns of upcoming events and offers without the hype. And if you've been to similar workshops in the past, drop a comment and share how it actually ended for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.